Tom Jones. His name echoes through the halls of music history, synonymous with powerful vocals, unforgettable hits, and a charisma that captivated millions. For decades, he was the epitome of success. On stage, he was larger than life, his voice booming, his presence magnetic. But as the years go by, the man behind the music has faced a reality that few could have predicted. Tom Jones at 80 is no longer the exuberant, unstoppable force that lit up arenas. He is a figure shaped by grief, loss, and the passage of time. You might wonder, how could someone who has everything, who's touched the hearts of millions, end up living in sadness? The fame, the accolades, the endless applause, did it shield him from life's cruel realities? Or did it bring its own unique set of burdens? Beneath the surface of his legendary status lies a story not often told, one of loneliness, heartbreak, and personal struggles that time and success couldn't erase. As Tom reaches his 80th year, we take a deep, unflinching look at how his life has unfolded in the shadow of his fame. Behind the public persona of the ever-smiling, tuxedo-clad superstar, there lies a man grappling with the weight of personal losses and the loneliness that accompanies age. This is a side of Tom Jones you may never have seen, but it's the one that defines his reality today. To truly understand the man behind the music, we must journey back to his early beginnings and the path that led him to stardom. Early life and rise to stardom. Born on June 7, 1940, in the small, humble town of Pontypridd, Wales, Thomas John Woodward, who would later be known as Tom Jones, entered the world during a time of uncertainty. The skies over Wales were darkened by the shadows of war, but even in this challenging backdrop, the promise of a future superstar was quietly taking shape. Tom's early life was far from glamorous. He grew up in a modest terraced house at 57 Kingsland Terrace, in a working-class family where his father, who worked in a local steelworks, did his best to provide for his wife and children. Life was hard, but my love for music was always present. From a young age, Tom showed a deep affinity for singing, often mimicking the voices of the greats of the day. His mother, noticing his gift, nurtured it. But fate had other plans. At the tender age of 12, Tom was struck with tuberculosis, a debilitating disease that kept him bedridden for a year. For any young person, this would have been a devastating blow, but for Tom, it was just another challenge to overcome. The isolation from his peers gave him time to focus on his music, and during this period, his passion for singing grew even stronger. It was during this time that Tom found solace in the melodies of gospel and R&B, styles that would shape his distinctive vocal style for years to come. As his health improved, so did his determination to make a name for himself in the world of music. By the time he was in his late teens, Tom had already begun performing in local clubs and venues, often singing the same soulful songs that had resonated with him during his time of recovery. His big break came when he formed the band Tommy Scott and the Senators in the early 1960s. The band, though not initially famous, gave Tom the platform to showcase his incredible vocal ability and charisma. Soon, his voice, a powerful blend of raw emotion, smooth control, and irresistible energy, began to turn heads. In 1964, Tom's life would change forever. He caught the attention of music producer Joe Meek, who recognized Tom's unique potential. This connection led to the release of his first single, Chills and Fever. Though it was his second single, It's Not Unusual, that truly launched him into stardom. The song exploded across the UK charts and soon made its way to the United States, marking the beginning of Tom Jones's global fame. With his trademark voice and dashing good looks, Tom quickly became a sensation, making regular appearances on television and performing in front of sold-out crowds worldwide. The public was captivated by the man who seemed to have it all: the voice, the looks, the stage presence. By the late 1960s, Tom was a household name, with songs like What's New Pussycat and Delilah cementing his place in pop culture. But his success wasn't limited to chart-topping singles. Tom Jones's influence stretched across genres, with his ability to seamlessly move from pop to soul to jazz, showing a versatility few could match. His performances were legendary, energetic, spontaneous, and always filled with an infectious energy that kept audiences on their feet. In just a few short years, Tom had gone from a young man battling illness in a small Welsh town to one of the biggest stars in the world. The accolades, the tours, the fame, it all came quickly, and it seemed as if Tom's star would only continue to rise. But as anyone who has lived through the dizzying heights of fame knows, such rapid success often comes at a price. With his undeniable talent and relentless determination, Tom's rise to fame was both swift and remarkable. But fame often comes with its own set of challenges: personal relationships and family life. In 1957, Tom Jones, the young man with dreams of making it big, found love with a woman who would become his lifelong partner, Melinda Rose. At the time, Melinda was his high school sweetheart, and the two shared a connection that seemed unbreakable. Their love was built on shared experiences, a deep bond and youthful passion. In a small Welsh town far from the bright lights of fame, they made promises to one another that seemed destined to last forever. By 1959, Tom and Melinda were married, beginning a journey together that would span over 5 decades. However, the realities of life soon began to intrude. Parenthood came early for the couple, and in 1969, their son Mark was born. As any new parent can relate, the arrival of a child brings both joy and stress. For Tom, who was rising to global stardom, the demands of being a father soon became an added responsibility on top of his fast-growing career. While Melinda remained supportive, balancing the chaos of fame, family, and the public's insatiable curiosity about his life created tensions in their relationship. The pressures of early parenthood combined with Tom's burgeoning success began to strain their bond. As Tom's fame skyrocketed, so did the temptations of life on the road. The allure of other women was a constant presence in Tom's life, and he unfortunately succumbed to the temptations of infidelity. His numerous affairs, which became widely known, put a tremendous strain on his marriage to Melinda. The pain of betrayal left emotional scars on both of them, and while Tom continued to tour and record, the wounds within his family ran deep. In interviews, Tom has often admitted to the regret he feels over the infidelities, acknowledging the harm they caused to his relationship with Melinda. Despite the turmoil, Melinda remained by his side for much of their marriage, perhaps out of love, perhaps out of duty, or maybe a combination of both. Still, the damage was done, and the couple's bond was never quite the same. It's a bittersweet chapter in Tom's life, one filled with both love and heartache, and it's clear that Tom carried the weight of his actions with him for years to come. But the most profound loss in Tom's life came in 2016 when Melinda was diagnosed with cancer. After a long and courageous battle, Melinda passed away, leaving Tom to face a world without the woman who had been his partner for over 50 years. The loss was devastating, and the grief he experienced was profound. Tom spoke openly about how the death of his wife left an irreplaceable void in his life. For all the fame and fortune, this triumph could fill the emptiness left by her passing. The pain of losing Melinda was something Tom could never have anticipated. In the years that followed, he spoke often of how her absence affected him, admitting that life seemed hollow without her. His public persona as the charismatic, confident, and exuberant performer seemed like a distant memory when faced with the reality of life without his wife. For Tom Jones, the years following Melinda's death have been marked by a quiet reflection on the choices he made and the toll they took on his personal relationships. Though he has remained in the public eye, the man behind the fame is different now, shaped by love, loss, and the memories of a life shared with the woman he loved. Beyond the heartbreak in his personal life, Tom's relentless pursuit of success in the music industry brought both triumphs and tribulations. The struggle behind the scenes. Behind the bright lights of fame and the roaring applause of fans, there are often untold stories of hardship and sacrifice. Tom Jones's career, built on decades of success, came at an enormous personal cost. The constant cycle of touring and performing, a grueling routine that kept him on the road for much of the year, took a significant toll on his health. Long nights, demanding performances, and the physical strain of keeping up with a relentless schedule left Tom exhausted and worn. At his peak, the pressure of maintaining his energy and voice for every show was overwhelming. His once youthful vigor began to fade, and in the quiet moments away from the stage, the physical exhaustion weighed heavily on him. But the toll wasn't just physical. The emotional and mental pressures of such a life, away from home, constantly in the spotlight, began to erode his sense of stability. Fame, while exhilarating, often left Tom isolated and vulnerable, forcing him to confront personal demons in the absence of true emotional support. This drove Tom to make a difficult and controversial decision to become a tax exile. In a bid to shield his earnings from the high taxes imposed in the UK, Tom moved abroad. It was a decision that further complicated his personal life and reputation, as fans and critics alike questioned the morality of such a move. The decision may have relieved him of financial pressures in some ways, but it also distanced him from his homeland and added another layer to the emotional toll that came with his celebrity. While the external world saw Tom as a charming, larger-than-life figure, the reality of his relationships told a much different story. His numerous affairs, while adding to his reputation as a ladies' man, deeply affected his family life. His infidelities became a wedge, driving a permanent rift between him and those closest to him. The betrayal hurt his marriage, but it also had lasting consequences on his relationship with his children. His estranged relationship with his son, Jonathan Berker, remains one of the most painful chapters in Tom's personal life. Despite being a father to Jonathan, their relationship became strained over the years, and their bond grew distant. The reasons behind this estrangement are complicated, but it is clear that Tom's personal decisions and the fallout from his actions have had a long-lasting effect on their connection. Tom Jones's struggles behind the scenes paint a picture of a man who, despite achieving immense success, has battled with the human cost of fame. The demands of his career, combined with his personal choices, have left scars that even his music couldn't heal. While Tom battled personal demons, his professional life continued to evolve, bringing both accolades and new challenges, career highs and enduring legacy. Tom Jones's career is a tapestry of unforgettable performances and timeless hits. From his very first single, It's Not Unusual, which soared to the top of the charts in 1965, Tom captured the hearts of millions with his powerful voice and undeniable charisma. His early success was only the beginning of a journey that would span over 6 decades, earning him the title of one of the most iconic figures in music history. The passion and energy in his voice, combined with his stage presence, quickly cemented him as a global sensation. Songs like What's New, Pussycat, Delilah, and She's a Lady became anthems of a generation, defining not only his career but also the sound of the 60s and 70s. Tom's musical journey was far from one-dimensional. His versatility as an artist allowed him to explore different genres from pop to soul and from country to rock, making his music appeal to a wide array of listeners. Throughout the years, Tom collaborated with numerous artists, adding another layer to his already impressive career. His work with Van Morrison on the song Wild Night was a notable example of his ability to connect with artists across musical landscapes. Later, his collaboration with the Pussycat Dolls on their hit song Buttons in 2005 introduced his timeless talent to a whole new generation of fans. These collaborations showcased his relevance and ability to evolve with the times, keeping his music fresh while retaining the unique style that had made him a household name. In recognition of his extraordinary contributions to music, Tom has received countless accolades and awards. His collection includes multiple Grammy Awards, highlighting his influence and consistency as a performer. His star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is a testament to the impact he has had not just on the music industry but on popular culture as a whole. One of the crowning achievements of his career came in 2006 when he was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II for his services to music. This prestigious honor marked a defining moment in his life, officially recognizing him as a living legend. Despite his success, what has truly set Tom Jones apart is his ability to transcend time. His music continues to resonate with audiences of all ages. His performances remain as electrifying as ever, and his voice, rich, soulful, and powerful, has not diminished with age. There's a timeless quality to his songs that resonates across generations, and even today, his concerts draw crowds of devoted fans who have been moved by his music for decades. His longevity in the industry is a testament to his enduring talent and relevance, and his legacy as a cultural icon is firmly cemented. Tom's career is not just about the hits and the accolades, though. It's about the connection he forged with his audience and the way his music became the soundtrack to moments of joy, heartache, and celebration. His ability to evoke such deep emotions through his songs has made him a beloved figure in the hearts of millions. Even as the years pass, his influence only grows stronger, ensuring that Tom Jones's music will continue to be cherished for generations to come. Yet behind the accolades and standing ovations lies a story of profound sadness and unspoken struggles. Last year's and current struggles. In the wake of his beloved wife, Melinda's passing in 2016, Tom Jones made the difficult decision to sell their grand family mansion in Los Angeles and move to a simpler life in London. This choice, a far cry from the luxury and fame he had known for decades, was emblematic of a profound shift in his personal life. The sprawling estate, once filled with memories of his marriage and family, no longer felt like a place of comfort or joy. Instead, it symbolized the loss of his partner of over 5 decades, the woman who had stood by him through the highs and lows of his career. In moving to a modest apartment, Tom sought solace in a quieter existence, away from the public's prying eyes. Yet the simplicity of his new life only highlighted the stark contrast between his public persona and the private sorrow he now endured. The emotional scars left by Melinda's death are evident in the way Tom speaks of her, with a lingering sadness in his voice when recounting their time together. She had been his anchor, the one constant in a world that often demanded so much from him. Her absence has left a void that no amount of success or fame can fill. While he has managed to continue his career and interact with fans, the emotional weight of his loss is something he carries with him daily. The loneliness of his later years is not something easily seen from the outside, but it is deeply felt on the inside. In addition to his emotional struggles, Tom has also been grappling with his declining health. At 80, the physical toll of decades of performing, touring, and living a high-paced life has caught up with him. He has admitted to facing health challenges in his later years, including the strain of aging joints, decreased energy, and the slow but steady effects of time on his body. Though he continues to perform on stage, the effort it takes to maintain his high-energy performances is considerable. His voice, though still powerful, requires more care, and his stamina is not what it once was. The fact that he pushes through these challenges to continue doing what he loves is a testament to his resilience, but the reality of aging has undeniably affected the way he lives. Behind the spotlight, Tom's world is not as glamorous as it once was. The adoration of his fans is still there, but it does little to mitigate the quiet sadness of his private life. He has been open about the emotional struggles he faces, especially with the absence of his wife and the complexities of growing older. Despite the accolades and the endless love from fans around the world, Tom's days are often marked by reflection on what has been lost, not only in terms of his loved ones, but also in the fleeting nature of time itself. While Tom's outward appearance may be that of a man still full of life, his private world tells a different story. The isolation he now faces is a stark contrast to the crowds and adoration he once knew so well. His decision to live more privately is not just about moving away from Los Angeles, but about retreating from the world he once knew, seeking some peace after a life filled with both triumphs and deep personal grief. Despite these hardships, Tom's resilience shines through, reminding us of the strength that defines him both as an artist and as a person. Tom's passion and resilience. In the face of immense personal loss and ongoing struggles, Tom Jones demonstrates remarkable resilience. His ability to cope with sorrow, especially after losing his beloved wife Melinda, reveals the strength of his character. For Tom, music has been a constant source of solace throughout his life, and even as he navigates his later years, it remains his sanctuary. When words fall short, music allows him to channel his emotions, both the joy of his long career and the pain of his losses. Whether performing on stage or retreating to the studio, Tom finds a profound sense of connection in his music, a way to communicate feelings he might otherwise keep bottled up. Moreover, music enables him to maintain a bond with his audience, who continue to resonate with his powerful voice. His fans, many of whom have followed him for decades, offer him not just adoration but also a form of emotional support. The stage remains a place where he can temporarily escape the loneliness that marks much of his personal life. It's a therapeutic experience for Tom, providing him with a sense of purpose that transcends the private heartache he carries. However, music alone isn't enough to sustain him. Tom is fortunate to be surrounded by a close-knit network of friends and family, whose unwavering support has played a crucial role in his resilience. Despite the isolation that comes with aging and loss, Tom has relied on these relationships for comfort and strength. His children, especially his son Mark, continue to play an integral part in his life, providing both emotional and practical support. The companionship of friends and the care he receives from those close to him help ground him in moments of vulnerability. In addition to his personal support network, Tom has also sought fulfillment through charitable endeavors. His commitment to giving back has not only allowed him to find purpose outside of his struggles, but also to continue making a positive impact in the world. His work with various charities, including initiatives that support music education and mental health, has provided him with a way to make a meaningful difference. It has also allowed him to connect with new generations of musicians as he encourages young artists. Tom has often spoken about how much joy it brings him to pass on his knowledge and help budding talents find their paths in music. These coping mechanisms, his unwavering dedication to music, the support of loved ones, and his charitable contributions demonstrate Tom's enduring spirit. They highlight his ability to persevere even when faced with profound loss and challenges, showing that while grief may never fully leave, there are ways to find healing and strength. As we reflect on Tom's ability to navigate his sorrow, it's essential to consider the broader impact of his journey on his fans and the world. The impact of fans and Tom's legacy. Tom Jones's music has touched and influenced generations, offering comfort, joy, and inspiration to millions across the globe. His powerful voice and unforgettable performances have created an emotional connection with fans that endures, no matter the challenges he has faced in his personal life. Through decades of fame, his music has been a constant source of solace for those going through their struggles. Songs like It's Not Unusual and Delilah have resonated deeply, often marking pivotal moments in people's lives, providing a sense of hope when times were tough. during his most difficult moments, particularly after the death of his beloved wife Melinda. Tom's music continued to be a beacon for both him and his fans. His ability to transform his pain into art allowed him to connect with his audience on an intimate level, and many fans have shared personal stories of how his songs helped them through their grief and hardships. One fan said, "His voice has been the soundtrack of my life. When I lost my mother, I'll Never Fall in Love Again was the song that got me through." This kind of emotional bond illustrates the profound impact Tom has had, not just as an entertainer, but as someone who understands the human condition. Tom's legacy is more than just a series of chart-topping hits. It is a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. He has proven that despite the pressures of fame and personal loss, music has the power to heal and connect. As he enters his 80th year, we celebrate both his musical brilliance and the enduring emotional power of his voice. Tom Jones's story reminds us that behind every legendary figure is a person just like us, living through triumphs and tragedies, and finding solace in the same universal human experiences.